because they were colluding on this issue, because Democrats and Republicans were landlords. And they want the tenants under their thumb. They want security. They want financial security, so they've got to take away your security. You understand the way they do that? By raising your rent, by raising your cost of living, and making it hopeless for you to ever hope to be a homeowner, unless you do some fancy footwork and pull a rabbit out of the hat. That's the only people that are escaping, getting out from under the thumb of the landlord, because you see the price of housing skyrocketing. It's evil. The days are freaking evil, man. Nobody can deny that. Oh my God, we're in trouble. I mean, this is about saving souls. This is about telling you, look, the way that we look at stuff and the way God looks at stuff are dramatically, profoundly different. And we must see things through his eyes and be willing to submit to his way, his will on earth, because it's going to be implemented. And we want to be for it. We want to be looking for it. Fairness, justice, peace, contentment, joy, prosperity, freedom, security, all the good things we all want. You know, I was talking earlier about boundaries, and we should all be very grateful. Thank God that you have boundaries, because you see the stuff. I watch the crime shows. If you do too, you know what I mean. Some people apparently don't have any boundaries. You go, how could that person do that? I mean, I'm so far removed from this guy doing this or that. It's because you allow God to live in you. You allow him to control your thinking. You say, well, thoughts are transient. I get a funky thought. I don't have to attach myself to it. I don't have to identify with that. Let it go. Say, I want you to control my thoughts, God. I want to think good things. I want to be, all that I could be, like the Army's motto. In your sight, I want to be a better person. I want a pure, clean heart. I want you to approve of the character, the personality that I am, who I am as an individual. I want you to like me, God, not just love me. Okay, that's what we're striving for. It's by our own free will and choice that we have these boundaries. And God gave us all the ability to see the end from the beginning. So play it out in your head. Say, do I want to live with the consequences of drunk driving, for example? And then I hit and kill somebody. You might have hit and killed them anyhow because they were wearing black on a dark night and they weren't in a crosswalk. But if you've been drinking, do you understand? You think it through. You see the implications. You're busted even though you would have run that person over and maimed or killed them. But now that you were drinking, you're going to be charged with murder. Do you understand? Do you want to live with that? Do you want to live with accidentally hitting somebody? Even if you haven't been using nothing, you're not impaired at all. See? You understand? So it should go like that for all the other aspects of our lives. Okay? And remember, these turds in the punch bowl, just one turd in the punch bowl. If there was one thief on planet Earth and he knew how to get around, we'd still all have to carry a pocket full of keys, or several. I've got several sets of keys, different keys, not copies of keys, like so many people. And you get stressed out. It's freak. Oh my God, I got locked. Oh, did I lock it? Oh, worry about. Oh, lock my keys inside. Oh my God, I got to call a locksmith. Oh, woe is me. Because there's one thief on planet Earth among 8 billion people. One turd in the punch bowl. You see why there cannot be one money lover in paradise, in heaven, in Shangri-La, because he'll make the punch bowl of joy, inconsumable for the meek, the righteous, those that are willing to live together in peace and harmony, that not just willing, but just pine to live in peace and harmony, safety, security, freedom, and prosperity for all the inhabitants. You understand? One turd in the punch bowl renders a punch inconsumable. So we've got to see and feel others' injustice as our very own. We really do. We absolutely must take that literally. When somebody else, and you've got to, landlords, you've got to put yourself, you walk a mile in your tenant's moccasins, man. Okay? And if you're not willing to do that, I feel sorry for you on Judgment Day, because you didn't create yourself, and your parents don't own you. They did very little to create you. We will have some explaining to do. And our only excuse is that we're lying to ourselves. We're dishonest. We are delusional. Okay? And that's it. You want to live a life of delusion? Who are you? It's not just the federal minimum wage workers, but you see what that is? It's like a baseline. If you look up that term, you'll understand what I mean. Okay? That it affects all the other wages near, okay, in close proximity to minimum wage. It affects everybody's wage. And remember, it is a two-way street. Wages can go down if your cost of living goes down, like it did with the VCR. If your dollar keeps going up in worth relative to that, okay, then you understand why wages could go down too. But fairness is the name of the game. We got this young local anchor on TV on the weekends, and this guy bugs me. I don't know what it is. Something about his voice. I mean, he seemed like a nice enough, soft-spoken fellow and very well-spoken, but he's into this art of speech or something. I don't know what it is, but there's that lilting voice. Da, 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 da. It's like, oh my God. I mean, it's like he thinks that he likes it in his own ears, and it's like, who trained this guy? I don't get it. I don't like lilting voices, and I hear that somehow they're training these reporters to talk a certain way, and it bugs the crap out of me. I've already gotten onto some recent current events and other talking points, but I figured out what bugs me most about the term herd immunity, and it is this idea of chattel. Look up the term chattel. It's like these evildoers at the top echelons of power that like they own us. We've all heard that term. What is it? Collateral damage in a war. They think of you as collateral, their property. So that's what I think really bugs me about herd immunity. I call it herd mentality. Somebody needs to start a federal minimum wage union. I'll tell you, that'd be a great opportunity. I bet you a lot of federal minimum wage workers would support that one. I wanted to give kudos to TMZ Live, Harvey Levin, and Charles there on the show. But they brought up the homeless crisis in L.A., and at least they're bringing to light this grave issue affecting everyone's standard of living, everybody's life experience in a negative way. That everybody's going to feel this thing. You can't just ignore people, neglect them, treat them like animals, and expect them to behave themselves. I mean, this is something that we've all got to get. And we logically look to our leaders. These are the ones that are supposed to solve the problem. But like I pointed out, they're in on it, man. Democrats and Republicans are all landlords, and they need desperate homeless people to point to incentivize you to keep paying that higher rent. Put fire under your butt. Look at the homeless. You want to be like that? You'll figure out a way to pay that ever higher rent, damn it. Yeah, I want to be very clear. I'm pro universal prosperity, but I'm not pro-selective prosperity. Not at all. All right, friends, I'm on to some thoughts from the last couple of weeks. Please fundamentally understand that this current picture, this painting, this portrait, this snapshot, this so-called, quote, reality was engineered by evil geniuses. And it is only by a far greater genius will it eventually be overthrown. That is the power that literally emanates from on high. That is the very hand, the very finger of the Most High Almighty Creator God. That is the sole sovereign owner of this universe and everything contained therein, including our very souls. Query: how does our, quote, devour or be devoured culture benefit those being devoured? It doesn't. Some blame capitalism while actually, in fact, it is anti-capitalism allowing this scenario. A wholly unfair pseudo-mutant breed of capitalism in which primarily evil men get fat while decent men are devoured. Monetary concerns should play absolutely no role in what we decide to do with our lives on a day-by-day basis. Yeah, we ought to be able to change the jobs we do like we're changing our underwear, friends. Many ask, can't we all just get along? The short answer is yes. The problem preventing it is evil men determined, even fighting truth, tooth and nail, to prevent this nightmarish scenario for them. They don't want us getting along. They want the opposite. They want us divided and at each other's throats the way they have us right now. If anyone ever expects a fair and viable form of socialism to ever work, first you will somehow need to subdue all lawyers whom can find the wealthy loopholes, legal or ethically questionably, which is likely impossible to accomplish. For a fair and viable form of capitalism to ever work, the money printing, issuance of currency must be controlled by we, all the people, not we, some of the people. I hate all forms of money for the same reason God hates all forms of money. That is the incontrovertibly, unequivocally, undeniably, acutely, pernicious, flatly evil effect money has on the hearts and minds of men. While it is true that people both want and need stuff, there is in fact no real need for money. Query, does our so-called reality reflect this fact? A rhetorical question. Only a disingenuous, delusional person would disagree. Our culture is overcome, polluted beyond repair because of the injection of this wanton power we refer to as money. Gotta go, friends. Best everybody today and for all eternity. Okay? Remember, ask for right value.